So good evening, guys. Good evening, everybody. We'll just allow a few seconds to allow others to join us this beautiful evening. So we'll just allow a few seconds so that others can join us. Good evening, guys. Please share the video. Share the video, please. Let's share so that as many people can join us as possible. Feel free to share the video, guys. Feel free to share the video. Share. Invite your friends. Let's allow a few guys, a few people to join us as we discuss this fantastic topic. Also, let me know if my sound is okay. Can you hear me, please? Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Allow others to join us, and also please confirm if you can clearly hear me. That would be nice. Share the video, guys. Share. Let's show some care for others. Let's share the video. Share the video, guys. Let's see if we can help somebody this evening to make a nice decision. All right, guys. Share the video. Share the video. Let's allow others to join us. Tell me if you can hear me, please. Share the video. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a comment. If the sound is okay, please let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, so Hope Heaven says perfect sound. Fantastic. Share the video, guys. Share the video. Invite your friends. Invite those who care about for this important evening session. We have a very important topic this evening, guys. We need to exhaust it and exhaust it in its entirety. So share the video, guys. Share the video. Invite others. Please share the video. Invite others to join us so that they too can benefit. Share the video. Invite as many people as you can. Share the video. Let's discuss this beautiful topic and get done with it. So, guys, our topic for tonight. Tell me the sound is okay. Anybody else who can hear me clearly, please confirm the sound. Just confirm if you can hear me loud and clear as you share the video. Please share the video and confirm the sound. I'll also be happy to know where you're watching us from. I'll be happy to know that. Please, guys, let me know that. Just to make sure that we are on the same page, let me know where you're watching us from. You may as well share the video. All right, guys, share the video and let me know where you're watching us from. Tell me the sound, if it's okay, any of that, say something. So I just know that you can hear me and the sound is okay or where you're watching us from. That would be very fantastic, guys. Share the video. So, guys, tonight's session is all about employment. Employment. All right, Victoria Panama says loud and clear. All right, Victoria, thank you so much, Victoria. Of course, Hope says perfect sound, fantastic. We have Cliche Heaven who says watching from McKinney. All right, fantastic. How is McKinney? I've lived in McKinney as well. Yeah, I lived in McKinney for some time. Yeah. Thank you so very much for that feedback, guys. So tonight, we want to discuss when to quit your job and what to consider. So, you see, the reason why we're discussing this important topic is partly because we are now living in a situation where anybody can just wake up and then go on social media and begin to say, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm telling you, you can do anything that you can think of as long as you believe in yourself. You can start a business, you can make it. So people are just saying things that they don't even do themselves. So tonight we want to be extremely practical because a job is such a very sensitive issue. I am not in employment myself. I'm self-employed. I work for myself. I run my own company. But of course, we have Riggs Kafu, loud and clear, watching from Roma. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that feedback, Kafu. Thank you so much. But you see, when it comes to your job, we need to draw a line. At what point do you quit your job? There are lots of motivational speakers who are coming to tell people they can achieve a lot of things, they can do ABC, that because we are living in a very hostile conditions, economic environment, all of us want to make it, and all of us want to make it big. But in the quest for us to want to make it, a lot of people have made terrible decisions. Some people have quit jobs, which has turned out to be the worst decision they ever made. However, some people have also quit jobs, which have turned out to be the best decisions they ever made. So, when is quitting your job right? When do you quit your job? So, I have a few things I would like us to consider before you quit your job. As you know, I already mentioned that a lot of people tell you that your job is a trap. You can't be in employment. If you're in employment, you never get rich. If you're in employment, you never be financially free. If you're in employment, you never do ABCD. But what they don't tell you is that before they became rich and before they became successful, they worked for somebody, either as an individual, for an individual or for a company, or they worked for somebody, someone. They don't tell you that. So these speakers, they come to you and then they tell you, you can't be financially free, you can't be rich, you can't be successful if you don't quit your job. Especially accomplished businessmen and women, people that call themselves entrepreneurs, these rich guys, they have a way of making you feel like you are stuck because you're in employment. And that is what we want to talk about this evening. Is a job a bad thing? Now, I want to look at the two sides of a job. The good side of a job and the bad side of a job, and at what point do you quit your job? So let's begin by considering first, before you quit your job, this is what you must consider first. Number one, consider what we call a cost-benefit analysis. So let's do the benefit and then we're going to the cost. You must do a cost-benefit analysis. Let's begin. What is good about the job? Consider first the benefits. So let's begin. I want to remind you that if you're in employment and you're a family man and you just wake up one day because you are motivated by some motivational speaker and you quit your job, you should know you are stupid. You can't quit your job because of some emotions of a function you attended and someone said something that moved your feelings and then you go home and quit your job. That's stupidity of this highest order. You can't quit your job like that. So let's consider the benefits. Number one, a job can be a blessing. If you think about it, a job can be a blessing, a proper blessing. Think about the benefits such as gratuities. Some jobs, people have contracts. Every year, you get a gratuity. And if you have a plan, that gratuity can really help you to grow financially. Big time. That even those people who laugh at you for being unemployed, even the poor people are laughing at people in employment when they need jobs. That is what is so sad. Think about the gratuity that you can get from this employment, how it can help you if you seek financial advice from professionals. Think about the income that you can get if at all you get your pensions. We're not saying you should grow old and get your pensions, but we have seen how some people's lives have changed because they use their pensions very well. And right now, their children are in colleges and everything is fantastic. Think about the stability that a job can give you. One thing that a job gives you is a peace of mind. A peace of mind that you don't have to worry about paying rent because at least you know at the end of the month you're going to pay rent. I have lived in a house where I was paying rent, and at some point I got kicked out of the house because I worked for a company that never paid me for 3 months. So if you're working for a company that's paying you very well, think about those benefits. Rentals themselves can be very stressful. People have got BPs. Some are committing suicide because they can't afford to pay rent. Those are the benefits that a job can give you. Think about also career development. Some companies, when you are working for them, what do? They are going to sponsor you in some companies to go to school, to advance yourself. They are going to sponsor you to improve your career. They are going to sponsor you for some training, some workshops. So you're going to acquire knowledge while you're being an employee. So there are lots of benefits that you can derive from just being an employee. So think about the exposure. Think about the connections that you can get while you're still an employee, because you're going to meet accomplished people in that job of yours. You're going to meet people who are even just going to like your attitude. And maybe sometimes if you're fortunate enough, you even get a job that is very well paying because you met someone during your course of employment and they liked you and they offered you a job somewhere. We have seen how some people have moved from one job to the next up until they become big people, they become CEOs, they become accomplished bankers because of a job. So you cannot demonize a job as if it's nothing, doesn't do anything, it's a reason why you're not progressing. That is not true. You have to think about the benefits that come because you are in employment. Think about how stress can be reduced for simply getting a job that can manage to support your basic needs. Just being able to buy food and eat is success enough. Some of us, for many years, we looked forward to a day when we're going to eat what we wanted to eat. Because we ate food because it was food. You just eat food because it was food. Not because it's what you want, but because you don't have a job to help you eat what you want. So think about all those benefits before you even think about quitting a job. Now, here's the issue. You may also think about how that job is helping you right now to support your family. Guys, share this video so that others can join us. Please share this video. Please share. Feel free to share. Think about how this job you have right now is helping you support your family. Think about the jacket you're wearing right now, the tie, and also the suit that you're wearing. You are wearing that because you have a job. You can buy for yourself. Guys, that is success. Being able to walk into a shop and buy a tie with your own money, that is success. A lot of people can't afford to buy ties. For many years, I couldn't afford to buy a tie for myself. That is truth be told. I had my cousin giving me ties to wear because he had a lot of ties. So he could give me some ties and I could wear those ties. But if I had a job of my own, I could have been able to afford. So think about all those benefits you can derive from a job. Now, here's where the kick comes. Now, imagine you're in a job where you're even able to qualify to get a loan. You can qualify to get a huge amount of money. Let's say you can get a 50,000, 80,000, even above. Some companies even give you more money than that. Think about how that can benefit you if you got that loan and you came to people like myself and many other professionals and ask for financial advice how you can invest that loan. So that you don't consume it, you just invest it. Think about how much money you can make while you're still an employee. So you can make it big time while you're still an employee. You can make it big time while you're still going for work in the morning. So before anybody motivates you to quit your job, telling you it's a little not progressing, you have to ask yourself a question. Is it really true that I can afford to quit my job right now? Is it really true that if I quit my job, I'm going to pay rent? If I quit my job, I'm going to afford to pay school fees for my kids or for my sister or for anybody that you're keeping? Is it really true that I'll be able to feed every day from 1 to 30? Is it really true that I'll afford transport money, I'll afford talk time, I'll afford every other basic need that I need if I quit my job? You must be honest with yourself. So before you make a decision to quit your job, think about the benefits that the job is currently giving. Now, make no mistake. Here, we are not saying that you have to stay in a job simply because you're getting paid. No, that's not the idea. The idea is to assess the costs and the benefits that you're able to derive from this particular job. Because if you want to quit your job so that you can go and do your business, you have to ask yourself one question. Can I manage to do both my work, my job, and my business without any problem? If the answer is yes, why should you quit your job? If you can do both, why quit? Why on earth do you want to quit? To impress a motivational speaker who is not going to help you pay rent? That is stupidity of its highest order. You just quit your job because someone pissed you off at work. That's how you know you're stupid. You can't quit your job because you're upset at somebody at work. Somebody pissed you off at work, you quit your job. You resign, seriously, that is ungratefulness. That is ungratefulness of this highest order. Even God wouldn't be happy with you to quit your job simply because of feelings, emotions. I worked for a company where a supervisor was a Lebanese guy. He didn't understand English. It was very frustrating. But I never quit because I was focusing on the benefit. I overlooked this guy's behavior for the benefits I was getting from this company. You can't quit your job because you are pissed off. You can't do that. Think about how your decision will affect your family, how your decision will affect yourself as a person. Do you want to become a destitute, a beggar? Why should you be begging when you have a company paying you well without problems? Why should you do that? So no matter how small a salary you are getting from the job that you have right now, you must respect it because currently it is supporting you. That's a fact. You don't have to love your job. That's not my concern. I don't care if you love your job or if you don't love your job. That's your problem. But the point is, whether you love your job or you don't love your job, you have to respect it because of the benefit you are getting. If that money was not important to you, you couldn't have accepted that job. That's the fact. Don't act like you don't need that job. You need it. That's why you're working for that company. That's why you're doing that business. That's why you're pushing a Uber like I did push a Uber at some point. It's because of the benefit. I didn't think about what people are going to think of me. I'll push the Uber for a very long time. I pushed the Uber. And I was never ashamed of myself pushing the Uber because of the benefit. I knew I needed to make clean cash. So don't quit your job because of feelings and motivational speakers. So now, this brings a question to mind. All right. What should you avoid? What should you avoid basing your decision for quitting your job? Now here's the issue. Some people, they base their decision because they listen to a motivational speaker who motivated them that they can become anything they liked, follow your passion, they quit their jobs so that they can go and follow their passion. That is a wrong decision to make. You can't quit your job because you are passionate about some stuff. You have to ask yourself a question. This thing you are so passionate about, is it paying your bills? If the answer is no, you are not ready to quit your job. Stay in that job. Don't quit your job if you don't have a well-documented business plan. You can't do that. If you're going to quit your job, there should be something you're going to go to. You're moving from one job to the next. Either your own business and you've documented everything properly. If it's a business, you even have it registered properly, such that when you even have resources available, such that when you leave, you know you're going to invest in this business, and this is how you've planned. You've planned very well. You've even paid rent in advance, maybe 4 months from now. You've paid rentals in advance to avoid looking like a fool after quitting your job, starting borrowing money for rent. Pay in advance. Do not quit your job because of peer pressure, because you have a friend of yours who quit their job and they're doing some business and it's working well for them. It doesn't work like that. Just because I'm succeeding does not mean you succeed as well. Just because your friend is succeeding in what they're doing doesn't mean you also succeed. People face different challenges, different obstacles. So you must be realistic with your expectations when you're quitting a job. You can't just quit because someone else quit and they're doing fine. Just because someone who quits doing fine is not a guarantee you also do fine. People have quit jobs, gone into business, and they've failed terribly. They've gone back to look for jobs and they are unemployed. They're now committing suicide. So you can't base your decision to quit your job because of passion. You're passionate about something. If you're passionate about something that's not paying your bills, don't quit your job. So what if you're passionate, you have a gift? So what if you can sing and your singing is not paying you? So what if you can crack jokes and those jokes are not paying you? So what? You can't quit your job if you're going to do something that's going to not to pay you well. So now I have a question here, guys. Are we encouraging people to quit their jobs? Are we encouraging people to quit their jobs or not to quit their jobs? That's not the idea. The idea is to make a well-informed decision. So I'm just going to post a comment here. I'm just going to post a link in the comment section now so that I can allow, I have people that want to join. There's a link in the chat that I've posted that you can click on if you want to come on screen to be part of this discussion. But I'll give you a heads up when you can click on that link. Now, when should you quit your job? That's another question. At what point do you quit a job? Because while a job is such a huge blessing, sometimes your job could be a trap. So we have to be realistic. We have to be very realistic. A job can be a blessing, but at the same time, it can be a trap. So, at what point do you quit your job? Number one, we are saying that you can quit your job only after you've done a cost-benefit analysis. If the reason for quitting your job is because you don't enjoy what you're doing, don't quit your job. You just don't enjoy what you're doing. So it's not about enjoying, it's about the benefit. That's the idea. We don't care if you're sad at your work. The issue is the benefit. So what if you are sad, then you quit your job, you become unemployed? You're going to be happy, you won't be happy either. So hang on, save some money, consult from experts, find a suitable investment. Then once you find that investment, invest in it. Don't quit even after you've invested. Now here's the issue. Even after you've started a business, don't quit your job. Why are we saying so? You see, when you're having a business, you're starting a business and you have a job that is paying you, it's a good idea. Because if you don't really do well in this business, at least you have a job to help you pay rentals. Now, we're not saying you should have a safety net. No, we're not discouraging you from taking that risk. No, I will tell you clearly at what point you're going to quit your job. But you're just starting this business. Don't be excited because of starting a business. Be realistic. Start this business and learn. Observe how incomes are coming. So once you observe 2 to 3 months, see how much money you're making in a month from this business of yours, and then make an estimate. What is the growth? I can help you with making forecasting for growth. That's my area of expertise. I'm going to make forecast of growth of returns, profits, costs for you, and how the company can be able to grow our business. I'm going to do that for you. You can engage me, or many other professionals can do that. So be able to see your revenues. If you see that your income from this business are exceeding the benefit you're getting from the job, then you can begin thinking about what would be the benefit if you quit your job and you focused on your business. Will your business grow? If it's going to grow, what will be the percentage? What will be the growth rate? Because why should I be at a job when I can go and do my own business quickly? That is going to give me a lot of money. That means I'm wasting my time to multiply my finances at that job. That is the bottom line. So here we are saying that once you do cost-benefit analysis, you also do a proper planning, and then you invest, and then you focus the growth of your business. You be patient first. You see how it is coming. Then you estimate, okay, if I focus on myself, I can do this, and I'm sure within the next 3 months, I'm going to make so much. You make a forecast of returns, a forecast of costs and losses, so that you make an informed decision. Now, let me give you a scenario, a very practical scenario. Let's say I'm going to use the chicken business because I like that business. Let's say you are in employment. Your salary is how much? Is 10,000 kwacha today. All right, and then you save up some money. Let's say you save up maybe 60,000 kwacha, and then you start your chicken business. So you begin to keep those birds, and every 6 weeks, when the birds are ready, you are making maybe 4 times, 5 times what your job is paying you. At that point in your career, in your life, that job becomes a trap. Because if you quit that job to go and focus on your chicken business or on your business that you are doing, you are going to make maybe 10 times what you are getting from employment. At that point, you are safe to quit your job because the benefit you're going to get from focusing on your own business is outweighing the benefits you're getting from your current employment. And this is the point you say, okay, fine, at this point, this job was a trap to me because the benefits I'm getting from my own business is higher than the benefits I'm getting from this job. That's key. Guys, please share the video. Let me know if you're following. Share the video. Let others join us. So the benefit is important to be looked at. So if you see that the benefit from this job is less than the benefit from your business, then you can quit your job, because that job is a trap. But again, what if you are looking for a company that is delaying paying you? The company pays you a very small amount of money, and then they pay you in arrears, they delay. That job is a trap. Because if the company pays you a very small amount of salary, and then they're not paying you on time, they are delaying, you're going to be in debt to finance your transport, to finance your lunch, to pay your rentals, to help your family, your wife, your kids, or yourself, anything. You're going to start depending on debt. Now, that's not a good thing. That means this job is a trap. This job is bringing you down. You're going to be more stressed. Quit that job. They're not paying you on time. They are paying you a very small amount of money. And maybe it's even an amount of money which you can make from your personal errands. But you're just scared to quit because you don't know what tomorrow brings. That job becomes a trap because it is putting you in debt. Your job should not be a burden. Your job should be able to help you to flex a little bit, you know. If your job is becoming a burden, you quit that job. Your job should not be, remember, take note of this, your job should not be a burden. Your job should help you sustain yourself. If your job can't cover your basic needs, why are you working? If you are working and your job can't cover basic needs, why are you working? Remember, we're not saying it's your boss's job to make you rich. No, that's not his job. You and your boss have a business relationship. You've agreed. You've signed a contract. Your salary is 5,000 kwacha. You've agreed. That's not your boss's problem. That's your problem. You've settled for that. But if whatever money you're getting from your job can't sustain your basic needs, you're always borrowing to sustain your basic needs, why are you working? Why are you working? Find something else that can pay your basic needs and focus on that thing. Because that's the whole idea. And then you can begin to grow slowly as you go. So now, before you also invest in a business, you've started to quit your job. Do what we call a proper risk assessment. What does that mean? I want to tell you a very practical example. Some people, when they are quitting their jobs, they have very nice business ideas because someone told them there's this chicken business, there's this charcoal business, there's this tomato business, there's this kind of things you can do. They tell you a lot of things and they motivate you. They don't tell you exactly the hurdles that are in this kind of business. They don't. Most people hide information. People are so selfish with information. There has not been a time in the history of humankind where people are more selfish with information than today. Even your own family member will hide information that can benefit you from you. For fear of what you don't even know, fear of whatever reason, they can't just share with you. So there's what you call a proper cost-benefit analysis. Now here's how you assess the cost and also the risks. If you're going to do a business, there's one question you must answer yourself. Answer this question. If I'm going to enter into business A, who is going to buy from me? Question number one. Just because a business is nice does not mean people buy from you. That is the question you must answer before you start a business. Because you are quitting your job. You can't quit your job gambling. You have to quit your job with a proper documented business plan. With finances ready for you to invest and everything is ready. You've done your analysis, you've done your risk assessment. So you've also identified your target market. Who is going to buy from you? That is a question you should not ignore. If you can't identify a target market, it means you're not ready to quit your job. Wait. Because if you quit your job, you start a business, you don't even know who's going to buy from you. Man, why are you doing that? That is extremely dongolistic. You can't do that. So identify your target market. Question number 2, ask yourself, what are the risks that are associated with this business? Now, knowing the risks alone is not enough. Ask yourself another question. What is the impact of these risks if they happen to me on my finances? It's important to predict what the impact will be on your finances. If this thing happened to me, how will my finances be affected? And if this thing happened to me, what are the mitigation measures I can put in place to recover or to come back? How can I reduce this impact? So you are taking a well-informed decision. Don't just go into a business, don't even know the risks. You don't even know the impact of those risks. And then you also should know the likelihood of those risks happening. So ask yourself, what are the risks in this business? What is the likelihood of them happening? And if they did happen, what will be the impact on my business and my finances? Those are the questions you must be asking yourself before you make a decision to quit your job to start a business. Because some businesses have got risks that are not very much likely to happen, but when they happen, they really hit you bad. So you must make sure you assess all those associated risks. You assess what are the associated risks to this business, what is the likelihood of them happening, what will be the impact on my finances? Have you seen? Then once you know all those things, then you can think about, now I'm ready to quit my job, because you know you're leaving this job you're in, which is stressing you, or which is helping you to finance your business. After saving a little bit, then you're going to a business. But sometimes, like we said, you can do both a job and a business. If there's no interference, it's okay. But again, if your business grows to the point where you can't afford to do both, then you can quit, because now you are not able to afford to manage your time to do both. Your business has grown, then you can quit. Don't just quit out of excitement to impress motivational speakers. Those motivational speakers, most of them are broke. I can assure you, most of them are very broke. They don't have money. They make money through those videos. When they talk a bit, they are hired, they are paid something. Most of these guys who speak, who motivate others to quit their job, to start, if you really assess how they live, they are very broke, most of them. And most of them, given a chance to get a job which is well paying, they would quickly get back and run and get it. So before you get motivated, you must be practical. You must use your head to ask yourself some honest questions. Am I ready to quit my job? Do I have the capacity to quit my job right now as a person? Am I going to finance my bill, my family properly, my wife, if you have a wife, my kids, if you have kids, my sister, if you're paying for somebody, even yourself, your rentals, your food? Will you manage without any problem? No stress, no suicidal thoughts, if you can't maintain that job. So guys, there's another issue that apart from risk assessment, of course, we said that if your job is toxic, your job is so much toxic, and maybe they are involved in illegal stuff, you don't want to get implicated, maybe you can quit that job, because you don't want to go to prison, obviously. Are you saying? But if they are paying you on time, you're able to sustain your basic needs, you have to make a proper plan before you quit. Because obviously, like we said, a job can be a blessing. It can help you grow. Don't demonize a job. That's a mistake. People say the job is... No, don't demonize it. It's helping you today. That's the fact. See how you can save slowly from that job to start your own business after consulting with experts and doing a proper risk assessment. Don't just quit. So guys, I'm going to allow some questions from you because we don't have much time. I'm going to allow some questions from you, and I'm going to allow those who want to join me to come on the screen. There's a link that I've shared in the comments section. You can click it. I'll be happy to respond to you. I'll be happy to hear your views, your feedback on what we're discussing, and I would be happy to see that some of you can actually come through and see how we can share your experience or your contribution and things like that. So that's the link. You may just click on that link to come on the screen. We can have a conversation. I'll be happy to answer some questions. I'll be happy to also see a few comments coming through if you have any questions regarding this topic. When to quit your job and what to consider. And I hope that the point has come out. Tell me what you think of our tonight's presentation. Let me hear from you. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to respond. That's the link which you can click in the comments. Just click that link in the comments section so that you can be able to come through live, so that you can be able to contribute and ask questions. If there's any questions, guys, I'll be happy to hear from you. If at all there are any questions, I'll be happy, of course, to hear from you. So there's, of course, there's that link there that you can click to come live so that we can discuss. So who is coming through now? There's a link that you can click. Click on that link to come on screen. If you have any question, any contribution, if you have any experience to help somebody, because we want to run away from just mere talk. We don't want mere talk. We want things that are practical, things that are going to benefit you in practical ways, not feelings. If you are motivated, you are using feelings, all right? For me, I define motivation differently. I think motivation is causing somebody to act in a certain way to achieve certain results. So before you get motivated, you have to go through stuff. So guys, that's the link in the comments. You may click it. Are there any questions, any contributions, your experiences, anything? So that we can, we can share knowledge. That is the link, guys. If you want to come on the screen, you can click on that link. There's a comment. This is Shachi Meldon. How can take the risk of stopping work and concentrate on business? So how can I take the risk of stopping work and concentrate on business? So what you're from talking about, Meldon, we are saying that when you reach a point where you are unable to manage both your work and your business, you have to ask yourself a question: what is the benefit? Which one is giving you a higher benefit between your job and your business? If focusing on your business will give you a higher benefit, then you can quit your job. Because when you leave your job, you are going to focus on your business, which is going to give you a higher benefit. And this is not a theoretical benefit. You've done your proper risk assessment. You've made proper estimates. You've seen actual things, the practical issues coming through. Then you can quit your job. Yeah, that's how you take the risk. You don't take a risk because it's a risk. It must be a calculated risk. All right. I hope we've answered that one, Meldon. Anybody else? If you want to come through on the screen, guys, there's a link that you can click. There's that link. You can click on that link to come through on the screen. You can click on that link. You can ask questions. I'll be happy to respond. If there's any questions, share the video with your friends. Any questions, guys? Anybody? Let's discuss. Any questions, guys? Feel free to come to ask questions. These are the topics we'll be talking about, because at some point, all of us will think about business. We don't want to watch our friends just drive cars when we're just folding our arms. We watch our friends build nice houses, we are just watching. At some point, we want to be financially free. But those decisions should be properly calculated. You don't become successful just because you quit your job. No, you can quit your job and still not succeed. That's just the fact. Just because you quit your job doesn't mean you succeed. No, it's not like that. You need to properly plan. Any questions, guys? Of course, there's a question. This is from Victoria, Panama. All right. This is a very difficult conversation because some employers are unbearable. But I have learned not to use my emotions to react. I have quit a job before without resignation and without your word. I just walked out because I was tired and frustrated. I can assure you, Victoria, you are not alone. You are not alone. I had quit a job as well before, under different circumstances. I've done that before. Yeah, some employers are very frustrating. There's what we call constructive dismissal. They just frustrate you so much that it becomes so difficult for you to work that you have no choice but to resign. There are such situations. There are such unfortunate situations. So yeah, if things go to the worst, yes, there are those situations that have happened. That is very true, Victoria. I've also quit a job before because of similar situations where your superior, one of the superiors just makes it hard for you to work, such that you have no choice but just to maybe just quit, It happens. And it's a very sad yet, because you are quitting not because you are ready, but partly because it has become difficult for you to work. There are such unfortunate events. Very true, Victoria. We feel you. That's very true. Anybody, guys, anything? Let's share information. I think that has happened to a lot of people I know. Meldon says thanks. All right, Meldon. Thank you so much also, Meldon. Anybody, guys? Any questions? If you want to come on the screen, there's a link in the description. You can just click on that link in the comment section. There's a link in the comment section if you want to come live and discuss and contribute or share your story. There's a link. You can click that link, and it will bring you live to the screen. Yeah. Any question, guys? Any contribution? Any question, any contribution? Well, we want to be extremely practical, guys, to help somebody who is limping upon those diseases. We have a nice comment coming through. Elijah Manakata says, what happens in a situation where you quit a job with a well-planned business, risk assessed, as well as its impact later, the business fails to flourish? Does it mean the business wasn't well calculated? How do you revive yourself in that situation? Fantastic. I think that's a good question. You see, So what we are saying earlier, Mr. Elijah Malakata, is that just because you are quitting your job, it's not a guarantee you will make it. Even us, when we are making forecasts for a business, we are going to give you estimates of the likely revenues. We are going to give you estimates of the likely costs. But in the real world, COVID-19 shows up more often than not nowadays. You can make real losses because when you are doing a business plan, those are things theoretically on paper. But in the real world, there are unexpected events that happen. So just because you made losses and the business is not flourish does not mean you didn't plan it well. Sometimes you may have done the best you could and life still does not give you a happy ending. It has happened several times. Don't feel discouraged to try again, because once your business don't work, it's also an opportunity for you, Mr. Malakata, to learn. Why didn't it work? What should I have considered before? Did I miss something? What did I miss? How can I do better next time? So when your business does not work and you get back to zero, when I quit my job, I also didn't succeed in my business. I even got kicked out of my house where I was staying or where I was paying rent. Things never worked very well when I quit my job, to be honest. I struggled a lot, big time, so to the point of being kicked out of a rented house. So very embarrassing moment for me. Very embarrassing moment. So there are times where you quit your job and things don't work for you. It still does not mean that it is not working. But how do you revive yourself? That's the key. Remember, failure should be handled properly. Failing to handle failure is the worst form of failure. So when you fail in business, when you make losses, how do you revive yourself in that situation? You must accept that you did the best you could and things didn't work out. So you should not start beating yourself, no? See how you can improve next time. See how you can do some certain things better. It's the same things in a relationship, like a romantic relationship. When somebody dumps you, don't just say they were bad. No, ask yourself, was there something that I could have done to maintain that relationship? Or was there something that I could have done to contribute to them dumping me? It's a good question to ask yourself. Don't just say, no, she left because I was broke. No. Ask yourself, he left because I wasn't this. No. Ask yourself, was there something I could have done to contribute to that decision? Or was there something that I could have done, but I didn't do it? Have you seen? To make things better. So use failure as a learning curve. Let failure teach you something. If you can't learn from your own failures, that is the worst form of failure. Yeah. So you can revive yourself. For example, you may want to improve, do something better, or you may want to look the other way. When what you are doing is not working, try something else. Be positive, of course. Learn your lessons. Next time, don't be beaten twice. I'll tell you a story. Just 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I got an offer from a company. They want me to be one of they're going to give me a contract for services, not as an employee, but as a service provider, you see. So they wrote to me, they gave me a title I didn't like. Just 2 days ago, they told me they wanted me to be their senior marketing associate. That's the senior partner for this company. So I wrote to them, I told them that, you know what, I think I've passed the level of being a senior associate, marketing associate, because I can't move from being a director to being a senior associate. I'm not an employee, of course. As a chartered accountant, in accounting, titles matter a lot. Duties matter a lot because your duties determine your next job in accounting. That's how it is. So I tell this partner for this audit firm that, no, I don't like the title you're giving me because obviously I'm not an employee. I'm at a senior level, as you already know. So I need a title that is going to also suit what I'm going to be doing. Then they tell me that, no, we first have to see how you're going to perform and then you're going to change the title. That's not a problem. I refuse. I said, no, in my field, titles and duties matter because they determine your next engagement more often than not. They also determine your pay. So thank you so much for the offer. Otherwise, for now, the offer can hold. That's what I told them. After some hours, I received the message in the night around 23 hours from the senior partner saying, we have considered what you said, and we have agreed to do as you suggested. Have you seen? Sometimes it's important also to know where you're standing as a person. Why did I refuse to get a lower title? Because I've done that before. In my other job which I worked for, they never changed the title. I still worked as a finance officer for the longest time. They never changed my title. They never increased my salary. I even told them in my message that I can never make the same mistake twice. I've done that before. It never happens. Because when you're getting a job, it's not like they are giving you a job for free. No. They are giving you a job because of the benefit they're going to get from you. Now, for me, I'm not joining this company as an employee. No, that's not my forte. They are bringing me on as somebody to offer a service as an independent contractor. So feel free to negotiate for your terms. When business doesn't work out, can you negotiate a different business? Can you start something else? That's very important, guys. It's important. Don't just settle for anything that looks like money, even as you get a job. There's another comment here says, kindly share this video to watch after you are done. Didn't start with you, I delayed. All right. We are going to share the video. Guys, anything else? I hope we have answered that question, Mr. Malakata. Failure should teach you something. For me, I learned from my previous mistake and I didn't make it twice. I refused 3 days ago an offer to be an independent contractor in some company. So I told them my terms. If they're not willing for my terms, I said, no, if you're not willing to do this, then I'm also not willing to work with you. What did they do? They went back and sat and then called me back, told me, okay, we are okay, we can do it. But why was it hard for them to just give it to me the first time? Because they know that it's not right. So sometimes feel free to negotiate. It's okay. Let's go to this other one. Says, that is Meldon, says, give an example of what you mean when you say your duties now are important for your next engagement. Yes. Here's the issue. You see, when you're getting a job, your duties, the duties that they are giving you in the job description will determine your next engagement in the next company. Because when you go for interviews, I've been on interview panels myself for some time. I interview people for jobs. I've interviewed people for some jobs as well. We look at the duties. If we're looking for a finance manager, when you go to people's CVs, we're not going to give a chance to somebody who does clerical work. We won't do that. I won't even waste time. Because clerical work has got no relationship with a finance manager. So already your duties on your CV are disqualifying you before you even get asked anything. So I won't even consider, I'll just look at your duties in your CV and say, no, this one, no, pass. This one, no, pass. I know what I'm looking for as an employer when I want to employ somebody. I know. So I'll look at your CV. Your duties in that CV are important to me because I want to see whether what you are good at is what I want is what you are good at. I want a finance manager to do ABC. So I'm looking at your CV. I'm checking your duties. These duties, are they going to help me? No, they won't. I pass. I'm going to want to shortlist people that have the duties that I'm looking for. So it's important. The title also matters. If you are an assistant accountant where you're working, that's your title. I want a finance manager. I want to consider you. Because already your title is disqualifying you. What you are doing is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody with something similar to finance manager, somebody at some managerial level. So you should be careful the kind of duties you put in your CV. This one is some people say, I do stores, credit control, I do ABC. Those duties are for junior people. If you want a higher position, you must have higher duties on your CV. So negotiate. That's why I refused for this. When this company was trying to engage me, I said, no. I've made that mistake before. I can't make it twice. There's another question here. I hope we have answered. We have answered that, Mr. Siachi. I hope we have answered. That can be a topic for another day. So this is one area I am learning how to negotiate for my worth. I have learned something. It's important to negotiate because this company is not giving you a job for free. It's not like they are doing you a favor. No, you're also doing them a favor. They are employing you because first of all, you're qualified. You went to school. You paid some money to go to that school. So when you're negotiating, even for a salary, negotiating for anything, feel free to reasonably negotiate because it's not for free. You'll be working. You'll be working, you'll be giving them some value. So feel free to negotiate. Sometimes employers are just try you. They say, okay, we are going to try this guy and ask him if we can pay him 10,000. Then you get excited. If they wanted to pay you 15,000, even if the normal pay at that point is let's say 100,000, they want to give it to you because you sold for less. They will save it. Feel free to negotiate, but be realistic as you negotiate. For example, I've worked as a director. So I was realistic. I said, no, I've done this is what I've been doing. How would you bring me from director to associate? It's not making sense. Give me something that is going to suit my line of work. So there we go. We have Elijah who says, thanks, sir, I have gotten it. All right, thank you so much. We have Carol from YouTube. This is Carol Hoodstone. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a link. We have Shachi who says, yes, pretty clear, thanks. All right, guys, we have a few minutes. We have less than 10 minutes before we go. Anything else? Any question, any contribution? Share with your friends, guys. Is there any contribution, any comments, any questions? Remember, the idea is to have a proper plan. Yeah. Anything, guys? Any contribution, any question? Any question? Any contribution? Anybody? Feel free, guys. You know, it's important to share. Knowledge nowadays is being hidden by people like never before. While I am learning, I refused a job offer that was not in correspondence with my worth at a certain company. That taught me how to know and understand my worth. Fantastic. It's important. If you feel that this offer is not for you, leave it. Don't just settle for anything that looks like money. You will never grow because your current salary right now may have a huge impact on your next job. If you just settle for anything, even in your next job, they're going to just say, no, but while you are getting 5,000, why should you give you 15,000? What are you going to tell them? Because of your negotiation. Feel free to negotiate. We have Mr. Mchinga who says, how do you handle a situation whereby you have worked for a company for 1 year plus and you get assigned to new tasks, but when you negotiate for a salary, your employer doesn't consider it? All right. This is what we said earlier. You are negotiating for a salary when you're already working. Your employer can even threaten to kick you out. You are negotiating for a salary when you're already working. We are saying you have to negotiate for a good salary before they give you a job. It's always a good idea. We're not saying you can't negotiate while they are employed, but it's always a nice idea to negotiate before you start. Because once you start, there are few employers who even give you a listening ear. They can simply kick you out and bring in someone else. But once you negotiate before they give you a job, there's a higher chance because you're going to sign a contract. If they breach that contract, you can sue them. If they breached it, you can sue them. Breach of contract, you can sue them. But in an event that your employer is not considering your increment, even after getting some experience, that's a delicate situation. Now that's up to you. If you're not happy where you're working, start looking for somewhere else. Apply somewhere else. Because once you keep pestering your employer, it's going to kick you out and bring someone else at a cost you can afford. Because in the first place, you have a contract that you signed that you'll be getting 5,000. Now that you are working, you want to negotiate for higher pay. You have signed the contract. You are breaching the contract already. I'm not saying you can't negotiate for higher pay. You can negotiate. But in most cases, it doesn't work like that. Because you have a contract, you have a basic pay, you have your housing allowance, everything put. So you have written, things have been documented already that you are signed for. So even if you go and negotiate, you simply say, what does your contract say? So you may want to update your CV and keep applying some. So next time when you go to negotiate that interview, don't settle for anything that looks like money. Sometimes employers say we are going to increase after probation, and then do not have it after probation, they give you 500 quarters increment. What are you going to do? You're just now stuck. Yeah, it's important to negotiate during that interview. Feel free. It's not for free. You'll be working. You are qualified. You went to school. You spent money. You're a professional. So you are important. Don't look at you. Don't look at yourself as if you're not needed. You are valuable. We have Mr. Piri who says, deep wisdom here. I'm learning, Mr. Sambo. Thank you so much to hear that. Anything else, guys? Thank you so much for that. Any question, any contribution? We have under 5 minutes. We are always doing this for only 1 hour. We're not exceeding 1 hour. We are remaining with less than 5 minutes. We have about 4 minutes to go. Any questions, any contributions before we call it a night? Under 5 minutes, guys. So this is what happened just a few days ago. So now I have been given that job, and my team was satisfied. Yeah. Partly because I negotiated. I'm not going to be an employee, but I'm going to be an independent contractor because I said, no, I can't work reporting for work every day for now. I won't manage. So I negotiated for something that suits me. Yeah. So you can do that as well. And employers like employees who have standards, who know what they are worth. When you say know your worth, we're not saying you have to exaggerate. No, you have to be realistic. Look at your qualifications. Also, not just your qualifications, but also your experience. Look at this man here. Mr. Mchinga says, how do you do when they move you from one place to another? You've acquired experience. So that experience on its own is valuable. That's why you're negotiating for a higher pay. So in your next job, negotiate for a higher pay because now you have this experience. You tell them, I'm qualified and I'm experienced. I can do ABCD. I've accomplished ABCD. Because now you've become more valuable than you started that job. You've gained experience. Negotiate for a higher pay. So what we have is from your experience, which is better, working in government or private? Well, it depends. I have worked for a private company before myself, and I have also worked for a government parastatal before. One benefit I saw in a private company is that there's what we call good learning ground. Usually you learn a lot if you're working for a government company, for a private company. I learned a lot myself in a private company. You learn a lot because those people want you to work for your money. You feel that you go for work in a private company. You feel. When I work for a government parastatal, you don't learn a lot because there's what they call specialization too much. They fall to the core too much. So it's difficult to learn. You find that you are an accountant, you only do receivables for 20 years. How are you going to become expensive next time? Because all you know is receivable management. I'm not saying it happens, but in most government departments, there's what is called specialization. People are not really exposed to a lot of things as compared to private entities. But also when it comes to payments, usually private companies usually pay more than governments because governments, they are trying to just help you cut up your basic needs. They won't make you become rich because you work for the government. No. There's a certain range of salaries in governments. So that even if you have a master's degree working in a government, there's a guy from a private company or an NGO with a certificate is getting maybe 5 times you're getting. I know people who are just have certificates in NGOs, they're getting 60,000 kwacha per month. And I know people with master's degrees in government who are getting 10,000 kwacha. Some of them even less. They've not yet been upgraded. So there are different methods. But again, the government is good because there's that job security. You can also advance your career very much if you're in government. You can even grow your career. So there are both good sides and bad sides. You can't say the government is bad, the private sector is bad. It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for job security? Are you looking for career development? Are you looking for more time? What are you looking for? It depends. So the government can be nice, but at the same time, it cannot be nice when it comes maybe to pay. The private sector can be nice, but you may not have enough time. So it depends. It depends. Yeah, so you have to see which one, what do you need? What is the benefit of working for the government? If the government pays you well, go stay with the government. Why go to the private sector when the government is paying you well? If the private sector pays you well, stay with the private sector. Why go to the government when the private sector is paying you well? So it depends on what you're looking for. All right, guys, anything else we have? All right, so guys, thank you so very much for tonight. We are going to end here. Have a blessed night, guys. Bye-bye.